Hey guys, so today I want to talk about another really important topic. We talked about DNS in the past and how you could set it to DNS over encryption, and that is a great thing. I want to talk to you guys about more about the centralization of that and how when you set to just one DNS provider, all that information is centralized. So that DNS provider can then collect all of the different web domains that you're visiting. So first off, let's talk about how DNS works a little bit. DNS works by taking the domain names like you see up at the top, the .coms, and what it does is it converts that to an IP address, the actual address where the server can be reached. So your computer, when you type in a domain, it then contacts the DNS, gets that IP address translated. Now, here's something that most people don't know about OpenNIC and their ISP. A lot of ISPs, a lot of the major ISPs actually block OpenNIC DNS servers. So you may set your DNS correctly, you may even set it on your router correctly. But the bottom line is, what is your ISP doing as it reaches your router? So your ISP, as we can see here, someone has set the OpenDNS servers. Now it looks like everything's behaving properly, but secretly your router is then transparent proxying those DNS requests through your ISP. And this gives your ISP an opportunity to collect all of the domains and IP addresses that you're visiting. Now either way they can collect the IP addresses because you connect through your ISP, if you connect directly. Now if you use VPN or Torified router, then it would go through that. And you also have to trust the VPN provider. And that's another reason I recommend Tor over VPN providers, because you really do have to trust all that you do with your VPN provider. There's been several leaks with some of these no-log VPN providers, and a lot of times they are getting hacked. They're a major target. VPNs are a major target. And the thing about Tor, what makes it superior is that it is a trustless network run by volunteers. So the connections continue to change. There's no centralization really. And VPNs, on the other hand, are a major target, and you do have to trust them with what you're doing. Now with Tor, you are going for, privacy, complete anonymity, as much as possible, and because of that you don't have to trust the network. So what happens when your ISP hijacks your DNS requests, which most of them do something with your DNS requests, they are actually legally allowed to sell your internet data legally, at least in the USA. The President Trump actually signed a law 2017 allowing them to sell all of your internet data, all of your private browsing, everything. So what happens is, as you contact the DNS server, your ISP actually hijacks it and can redirect you through another third party, and that third party will collect and sell your data. This is very common in the US, especially with the major internet service providers. So I really believe it's important to tell you guys about the fact that ISPs are hijacking your DNS requests. They can, they can strip the encryption off the websites. You have to be really careful when you're browsing. Check the padlock at the top. Make sure your, certificates are valid and don't have a question mark, exclamation mark, or anything noting insecurity, because you want to make sure your connection from your computer, your browser, to that website is secure and has been verified using encryption. So that's something I want to bring up. But really this video is about the fact that ISPs are verified to be hijacking everyone's DNS requests and then sending it through a transparent proxy DNS. And you think you're using the OpenNIC, but you're really using your ISP. And I tested this out myself, and it turns out my ISP is also trying to do this, but I do use a Torified Pi router, which I've set up some custom parts on to make it change its identity at every boot and do some other things that make it less of a hackable network, less of a target for hackers. When your router and your Wi-Fi network is consistently changing, you don't have to worry about being a sitting target all the time because you appear to be a new Wi-Fi network. So if you're interested in one of those, routers, privacy routers with torification and some other features I've added myself, just send an email to righttoprivacy@tutanota.com DNS.com. I'll leave the address in the description. But the point of this video is to talk about transparent DNS proxying, and this is being done by ISPs, directly the people you pay for your internet. And this happens on phones as well, but it is very common, and it is known and reported that even if you change DNS servers on your computer or your router, that they are still proxying the DNS. You can check this with DNS leak tests. DNSleaktest.com is a free, easy to use DNS leak test. I suggest you try it out and see what's happening on your end. And if you do not feel comfortable using your router, I suggest getting another router. And like I said, I'm offering these, and if you're interested, I'll be happy to send you one out. That's what I got today, guys. I just wanted to talk to you guys about some of the tricks your ISP is pulling in order to sell your data and collect what you're doing. I don't think ISPs should have any right to spy on you. Just, you are a paying customer. When you do use a torified router, your IP address is less likely to leak. There's always a weak point in software, and you are much better off with a hardware solution. Suggested torification, because torification does DNS requests through the exit node, and what happens there is the exit node is actually doing the DNS request for you. So you don't have to worry about your DNS request being, hijacked directly from your computer individually or your network, because it is done on an entirely different network, sent through multiple different nodes that change frequently enough that you don't have to worry about it. So that's what I got today, guys. I just really wanted to tell you guys about some of the known problems with trying to set up OpenNIC DNS servers and some of the problems with using software solutions. So I hope you liked the video, guys. Keep in mind, you can use DNSleaktest.com to check your own DNS and see if it is leaking. And please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back later with more on how you can protect your privacy.